one of the big obstacles to investment is uncertainty as to the legal system and the legal environment. This is something which can be dealt with or can be addressed by all three branches of government, the legislature, the executive and the judiciary.
The one thing I've learnt about at this conference was the extent to which there is non-oil investment. And I think that is highly desirable. I think it is a part and parcel, correctly, of the various governments along the corridor to be seeking as best they can to expand their economies so it is not solely reliant on extractive industries or oil and gas. That has already happened and has happened strongly, and all I would urge is in the future that should continue even further still.
The prospects, as I view it as a finance partner and international law firm, are excellent. And the reason I set up the New Silk Road Forum, and I'm lucky to have Lord Waverley as our chairman, was the actual prospects of the region generally. And by the region, I expand that beyond the Caspian corridor and include all the countries from China to Turkey. If you look at the geoeconomic picture, the question that was asked earlier was, how do you compete with countries like India and China? Well, I view those as an opportunity for the region. Those countries are producing a lot of goods, and the Silk Road that used to move things on camelback now will be rebuilt and will move things by fast train on modern roads with fast internet connections. And that is what we're going to see happen in the region.
This place has been historically and traditionally a place of production. A production of new ideas, production of new technologies, which is something we are not talking enough about and engaging enough with. And I think that is one of the key messages that I'd like to put forward. The greater Caspian neighborhood. It is something that is inclusive. It allows other countries to come in and play a role because they are already involved. It was said in the last session. There's a complementarity rather than competition. That is the other sort of highlight message. How does Azerbaijan compete with China? Well, there's a very simple answer. How does Israel compete? How does Singapore compete? They're small countries with limited resources. They go for intellectual property approach. If you are a country which can, as Azerbaijan does, a very high human capital and very good institutions, and its neighboring countries have that too, setting up a value chain, a supply chain which is not just based on commodities and products, but on actually intellectual development and human capital. I think that's where the real potential lies.
These sorts of events which slowly raise the profile of how important this region is, and how it is not just something for the region, it is also something for anyone, investors all over the world who are looking for good opportunities. So it's something that should be of interest to anyone, whether you have been to Azerbaijan or Kazakhstan or the countries of the region or not. You should be interested in this growing region. It is indeed a place with a growing global profile, its own global profile, not one that's necessarily going to be bestowed upon by outside actors. We talked about the crucial importance of the development of the non-oil sector. That was a theme that was almost in every panel today. The development beyond hydrocarbons and beyond investment of cultural relations, relationships between people-to-people relations, and how important that is. And that, of course, linked to the discussion about education and sport, and how that can broaden and make more full the relationships between the UK and countries like Azerbaijan in the region, but also the Caspian corridor or more generally in the broader West. We also talked about how the region is, of course, a growing energy player in a very quickly shifting global energy landscape, and how it is a link between the Gulf and East Asia. Now, Azerbaijan in particular has been focused on as the gateway to the region, but also, interestingly, focused on as a global player in and of itself, beyond just the Caspian corridor.
The point was made that it is all about people-to-people contact. It is about what we Brits have got to do next, what we should be doing, going into the region, making sure that our energy, our enthusiasm, our commitment is fully understood in the region.